Telstra's CEO has apologised for, quote, letting the country down during her first public appearance since Wednesday's nationwide outage. The telco has blamed the outage on a software glitch which reset a GPS timer that's used by parts of its network. The outage affected regional train services, electronic payments and many people's ability to access 000 emergency calls. Vicki Brady was on leave in Europe when the outage occurred and arrived back in Australia this morning.
We have let our customers and Australians down, and for that I am deeply sorry. I understand how much Australians rely on us to keep in touch, to work and stay safe. I also understand the broader impact on the community when services go down, from things like payments to transport. It's extremely frustrating and disruptive when services aren't available, and I am sorry for the impact that this has had on so many people. We take trust in 000 extremely seriously, and it's our responsibility to do everything in our power to make sure calls are answered and transferred immediately. We understand what caused the issue, and we will complete our investigation into the actions needed to prevent it from happening again. You have my commitment on that. Networks are large and complex, and we invest significantly in the resilience of our network. When something goes wrong, we're committed to taking accountability, giving people clear information and fixing issues as quickly as possible. I want to thank our customers and Australians for their patience as we have worked through this. I also want to thank everyone across Telstra who has worked around the clock to get to the bottom of the issue and address it and support our customers.
Earlier, South Australian police said they were looking into the cause and circumstances of a death at a regional hospital, potentially linked to the outage. But Telstra's Chief Financial Officer, Michael Ackland, says the company has no record of calls linked to that person and there were no outages in that area of South Australia at the time.
To date, we can see no record of calls from those numbers accessing Telstra's mobile network to call 000, and more broadly, no record of any calls from those numbers to the 000 platform. We've also confirmed there were no active outages affecting the local area at the time, and our records show good mobile signal strength at that location. We can see that a related call was successfully made to 000 from another number which was connected and transferred to the relevant emergency authority correctly.
All right, well, let's go to our finance reporter, Lynn, who was at the Telstra press conference a little earlier this morning. Hi there, Lynn. So we've heard a little bit about what Telstra has said over the last couple of days in relation to this outage. But just take me through what you heard at that press conference. What were your key takeaways?
Hey, Mel. So it was a pretty heated press conference. There were a lot of questions asked about exactly what happened, how it happened, and, basically the accountability now. This was the first press conference attended by the Chief Executive, Vicki Brady. She had been overseas on a holiday. She arrived early this morning. She started off the press conference by apologising. She said that she acknowledged that this outage had deeply affected many Australians across the country. She also said that she had returned back as soon as she can. Of course, what we have seen is effectively two network-related errors that caused issues, particularly with 000, where we know that there were more than 600 welfare checks. Now, on that point, we did get a bit more information because there was a death, which we know that police are investigating in South Australia. Telstra's CFO, Michael Ackland, he gave us a bit of a rundown about what they know in relation to this death. They said that they've gone through the records, and at that relevant time, they say that they're not aware of any outage in that area. And they said that they're also not aware of any calls linked to this particular person, although they have identified that there was another call that was made in relation to it that did get through eventually as well. Of course, we know that the investigation by South Australia Police is ongoing as well. Now, we also pressed Vicki Brady, the CEO, in relation to how this happened. The ABC has reported that both government-related agencies as well as researchers in this area had warned Telstra of the vulnerabilities linked to this timing-related issue. And we put these questions to the CEO and asked her, whether more should have been done. She basically pushed back. She said that they were just they were still in the investigation process. I asked her, were there any backup processes in place? She said that they do have redundancies for the entire network, but she didn't answer the question about whether there were specific redundancies or specific backup for this issue. ABC, of course, reports that they were warned that this could be a particular issue that perhaps needed to be addressed to perhaps avoid what we've seen today.